I bet you wouldn't think that you could make cannolis completely plant-based, filled with a nut cream and no simple sugars. But you can, and I'm going to show you how. No white flour, no simple sugar. You're going to love these. Okay, you begin the process by mixing whole wheat pastry flour with coconut sugar, a little salt, and you kind of mix it together. I don't whisk or sift, I just mix. Then we fold in a plant-based butter substitute until the flour looks like there's some peas stirred through it. Then the secret ingredient, which is sparkling water. This will help the pastry shells that are around the cannoli tubes to puff, and that's what you need. Once the dough comes together into a nice soft ball, you knead it just a couple of seconds, and then turn it out onto floured parchment paper. Flour the top of the dough, put another piece of parchment over top, and then you start rolling. It doesn't matter what direction, but you try to roll always from the center. This helps to ensure that your dough is evenly thick so that you have a nice thin dough. Some people like to run their cannoli dough through a pasta machine, but if you have a rolling pin and good strong arms, you can get it the right thinness. Then you need something to cut your cannoli dough into rounds that's the same diameter as the length of your cannoli tubes. You cut the rounds into the dough. It doesn't matter if you turn them, they're not biscuits, you won't lose air. And then you wrap the dough around the cannoli tubes. Take a little bit of water and seal the seam. If you don't do that, the cannoli will puff open in the hot oil, and then you'll break them and you won't be able to use them. So you have to be sure that you seal the seam just a little bit. Take a skillet with oil, about an inch of oil, and start to cook that over low heat while you make the filling. The oil needs to be really, really hot. To make the filling, you soak cashews, whole unsalted cashews, for about 4 hours. And they kind of get puffy and soft. Transfer them without their soaking water into a food processor, and then add a 1/4 cup of your plant-based butter substitute, coconut sugar, a little lemon juice, and vanilla extract. Mix it all together on high speed until it turns into a really soft, smooth cream, and then you're done. Turn it out into a bowl, cover it, and put it in the refrigerator for at least an hour. When your oil's really hot, you drop 2 or 3 cannolis at a time into the hot oil. Not too many, don't crowd the oil. They'll initially sink to the bottom and stick. Let them stick. As soon as they're golden, they'll rise to the top. You turn them with your spoon or spatula until they're equally browned. Lift them out of the oil onto parchment paper and let them drain. They have to come completely to room temperature before you can fill them with the cream, otherwise the cream will melt. Once the cannoli shells are cooled, then you take your cream and put it either into a pastry bag or a butter cookie press. And you simply shoot the cream into the tube, dip the ends of the cannoli into chopped dark chocolate, and you've created the easiest, most elegant plant-based cannoli.